Hello, my name is Margaret Jordan Tooley. I live in Mobile, Alabama. I am 27 years old, and as of today, March 4th, 2014, I am having the gastric sleeve done by Dr. Almanza down in Mexico, and my surgery is scheduled for March the 28th. I will be flying in on March the 27th to San Diego, where they will do my pre-op blood work, my EKG, and get me ready for surgery for the 28th. My current weight as of today is 367 pounds. This is the most I've ever weighed in my entire life, and this surgery is something that I've thought long and hard about. I actually weighed my options on the gastric bypass before doing this surgery, and I want to explain to people that this is not a surgery that I'm having done because I'm lazy or because I have not tried everything else on the market, because that is not the case for me. There is not a single diet pill or diet on the market that I have not purchased, that I have not tried, that I have not been religious with. I've seen almost every nutritionist and dietitian in my area, and I've followed the food charts. I've followed every meal plan that we have put me on. The only thing that I have not tried is surgery, and this seems to be that it's going to be the only option I have, if any, to help me lose weight. I do not consider myself at this point to be a food addict. I do not consider myself to be obsessed with eating or to be an emotional eater. I do eat what I want when I want, but I'm not one of those people that you see on My 600-Pound Life or anything like that, where they eat nonstop all the time and in excessive amounts. I'm more of what you would call a snacker. I choose to eat small amounts, but more often. My biggest downfall is soft drinks, and as you can see, I don't go anywhere without Sprite. Yes, these are the little mini itty bitty bottles. I do, however, drink about 8 to 10 of these a day. I do not drink water the way I should because I cannot stand the taste of it. I've always been that way. I did drink Crystal Light mixed in water there for a long time until I just got burnt out on it and could not do that anymore. I tried juicing with all natural fruits and vegetables. Everything was organic, and that was all I was doing, was juicing. As you would have seen in the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and that went okay for me. I was not hungry. However, I didn't lose any weight. I didn't gain weight, but I did not lose weight. So pretty much my weight has always been a problem, and it's been something that I fought with my entire life. And I say that because even as a child, like elementary school, I used to get picked on and teased about my weight. And, you know, I grew up living in denial that, you know, I was just always going to be fat, and there was nothing that I could do to lose weight. And, you know, pretty much everything I did didn't work, so I kind of started believing what I heard. A little bit of a background on me. I am married. I've been married for 3 years to the best man that I could have ever met. who loves me just the way I am, and he's very supportive of my decision to have this surgery, but he's very scared for the safety of me, and he understands that at this point in my life, if I don't do something about my weight, it is going to kill me. And we both understand that. We both realize that. And my husband loves me, and I know this. And I'm not doing the surgery for him. I'm doing the surgery for me. And that's a big thing that I do encourage women who are having weight issues to realize, that they cannot lose weight for someone else. They have to actually lose weight for themselves. And until you decide to lose weight for yourself, it will never work. Emotions are a big part of a woman's weight loss or weight gain. And I said earlier, I'm not an emotional eater. Every woman to an extent is, though. However, some are just not as obsessed with eating when they are emotional as others. Okay. At this point, my hotel is included in my package. My flight has been booked. I will be leaving out of Mobile on the 27th at 6:30 a.m. And for those of you that know me, I'm not a morning person, so this should be a very interesting flight. It's going to be a long flight. I do have a layover in Houston, where I should get to Houston about 8 o'clock in the morning and leave out of Houston at 9 to be in San Diego by 10:33 a.m. That flight's not the bad one. The coming home after surgery is going to be the long part. And I have a lot of people concerned about me going to Mexico, to Tijuana, to have surgery. And I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of talking with other people that have had the surgery by the same surgeon at the same hospital. And everyone has had great results, great testimonies, and would definitely say that they recommend him again. This is not just testimonies on a website that, you know, anyone could add. This is real people in completely different, you know, groups that have no ties to the facility that I'm going through. And, you know, a lot of people don't understand why I've decided all of a sudden to do the surgery. The reality of this is that this is something that has always been in the back of my mind. I remember in high school, you know, begging for a gastric bypass as a graduation present. That should have been a key sign to me right there that I had a weight problem and I needed to do something about it. I'm not someone that just sits in a chair and does nothing all day long. I own my own business. I work from home for a corporation. I am on my feet a lot. I'm moving all the time. I'm not just a couch potato. In all honesty, I couldn't tell you about half these TV shows that are even on air right now, because I don't have time for that. I do consider myself to be very active. Now, I do have some medical conditions that do prevent me from doing a lot of strenuous exercising. My weight is part of those medical conditions. But I also have epilepsy. I have MS. I do have fibromyalgia. I have hypoactive thyroidism. And several other conditions. Okay, polycystic ovarian syndrome is a major condition for me. I have had 0 live births. A lot of women want to talk about their children and, you know, how they gain so much weight from pregnancies. Realistically, a lot of my weight did come from pregnancies. Unfortunately, I've had 10 miscarriages. I've miscarried 11 children, my last set being twins. And I have 0 live births. I have no living children. Emotionally, that took a big toll on me. My first pregnancy, I was 16 years old and was 6 months pregnant when I miscarried my child. And that was probably the hardest thing I ever went through in my life. I had picked out names, had bought nursery stuff, every bit of it, and then miscarried my child. My most hopeful pregnancy was my last. That was twins, and I lost them right at 6 months into the pregnancy. Why, we don't know. But because I do have health problems, this surgery is a little more of a risk for me. But it's also something that could make my health conditions go away, or at least ease them up, and I'm willing to take that risk. A lot of people are concerned about, oh, you're going to Mexico, you might not come back with a kidney. I find it funny, because I believe that, you know, if that's going to happen, it could happen to anybody. And, you know, it could happen here in the U.S. just like it could in Mexico. So, you know, if I can go to Mexico, I can have this surgery done a whole lot cheaper and not, you know, not pay the price that I would here in the States. Now, let me back up here. I am a self-pay patient. I do not have medical insurance. I'm not on welfare. I do not get Medicaid or anything of that state, okay? So this is coming out of my pocket completely. And if I was to pay for it here in the States with all of my consultations that the U.S. requires before you can have a surgery like this, I would be looking right at about $30,000. This surgery in Tijuana is under $5,000, and it includes everything from anesthesia to surgeons to the hospital to my stay while I'm down there. Every bit of that is included in the price that I'm paying them. And the big difference is not the quality of health care, it is the government, if you want to know the truth. The reality of this is the U.S.'s government always has its hand out for money and for taxes, and because of that, the hospitals have to put it on somebody, and that somebody is us. And when we stop paying the U.S. government for our medical care, the U.S. will start realizing that, hey, all of our patients are going to Mexico for a reason. But let's not talk politics, okay? Realistically, yes, I'm scared to death. And I understand this is not a temporary, or this is not a permanent fix. This is a lifestyle change that goes with the surgery. And I'm prepared to make that. I firmly believe that I'm prepared to make that. So as of today, I have less than a month to go. Still scared to death, but we're going to get through this one way or the other. I am going to continue doing videos throughout my progress so that you guys can keep up with me and my procedure and how everything is going along. Like I said, today is March the 4th, and my surgery is scheduled for the 28th, and I will be flying out on the 27th to get out there. And my current weight for today is 367 pounds. I will post again probably the day that I leave out to Tijuana, and so until then, see, now I have the hiccups. Just another medical problem to add to this list. Just kidding. But until then, I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great day.